So how was the first week that you had to go through the detox and everything? How was that to you?
Yes, it was, I really enjoyed it. I didn't have any side effects. I already ate a vegan diet for a few years, but I really enjoyed it and how simple the remedies actually are. You think to yourself, like, a lot of people should know this, and why is it not, available? And yeah, it's really because of these simple remedies that you can change so much in people, their lives.
So how do you plan to apply of what you've learned here in your future and back home?
Yeah, good question. I think there are multiple things. I already noticed a difference since I'm here in my character and my mindset about things. So that's really special. I think I want to share the gospel more about also the three angels' messages with my family and friends around me, and with as much people as I can. Really be more serious about that, and also deepen my relationship with Jesus. Really make the choice every day to start with God and put Him on number one, and really make it a priority. Also with the moment you wake up, that you make that choice again and to carry your cross. And also what I really want to do, and if it's now or in the future, to become a medical missionary, to do missionary work. Because I think there's a lot of work, but there are not many people.
Can you apply what you've learned here, do you think, in a medical missionary field?
Yes, definitely. I think there are still some, that there's always much to learn, and I already knew some things, but I think I have more tools now than I had before to apply that even in my personal life, to share it with your family or friends. And then, also bring it to other people, the message.
What was one of the most impactful lessons or teachings that you've received here?
So I would say it was great to hear from Walter Veith about evolution, seeing that he has a background in zoology. So he taught evolution and he knows evolution. And then to see the way that, God opened his eyes, and now he knows the theories from both sides, and with his own reason and his own judgment from God, he can see the truth. And I think that's one of the main issues in the world today. And even I myself used to believe in evolution, but when I was coming to Christ, this is before I had seen anything about Walter Veith, but I became exposed to creationism and all these ideas. And I think if everyone just sort of thinks rationally and reasonably and takes the information that's out there and questions it, rather than just swallowing it blindly or accepting it because it comes from a position of authority, people will see that there are lots of holes with the theory of evolution. There are no intermediary fossils or transitional fossils. How do you explain irreducible complexity? There's lots of unanswered questions in evolution, so it takes more faith, I would say, to believe in evolution than to believe in creation. So I think getting some of the lectures on evolution and creation from Walter Veith himself, who has, the knowledge on both sides, I think that was a powerful testimony to that topic.
Okay. Has your understanding of God and your relationship and your faith changed after attending the Bible school?
I would say my understanding of God and my understanding of the Bible was pretty clear already. And I had a beginning and even in the middle of the course, I still asked God every single day, Lord, why am I here? What do you have for me here? There's nothing that's really new for me. It shouldn't be new, yes, but I didn't get it, and I was kind of sad because the others, they knew why they're here, and they were like, oh wow, did you hear that? It was interesting, and that's so true. And I thought I'm not fitting into the class, and when we had this one lesson, it was mind-blowing. I suddenly understood everything in a so much clearer picture than ever before, and I didn't know that was the point that was missing. And I think if someone else is thinking they want to come here, your mind will be blown away even if you think you know everything.
The first week was a little bit different from just going to school, to classes in school. Did you cope okay with that?
Yeah, it was quite challenging to be honest. The detox program, in combination with the treatments were quite tough, but the personal really helped me again and helped me going through that process. And the detox also cleared my mind and to receive the messages and lessons better. So I found it really, really very good, and it gave me energy to the next weeks as well.
Okay. What was the most meaningful teaching or topic that was discussed or taught at the school?
Yeah, I think to find more knowledge and more truth, it's now more clear to me what's happening in the world, so I can better understand that, and that really helps me to go on, and I hope that I can share those truths with other people as well.
So when you got here and you went through the first week, it was probably not what you expected. Can you tell us a little bit about it?
So I was not expecting the detox at all. I was expecting to jump into Daniel and Revelation and everything. But I had been wanting to go to some really cool Adventist clinic or spa or something fun. And so I got to experience a little bit of both worlds. And I think God knew, and He's like, "Hang on, I got something special for you." So we got to hit two birds with one stone. So that was really cool.
What practical changes have you made in your life based on something that you've learned here? Is there something that you would like to implement and change, or?
Actually, the staff has made it so easy for us to just take care of us in every way possible that it's just almost going to be seamless when we go back home. Like, it's become habit for us to just have this healthy lifestyle, and it's just so good and delicious and amazing. And just having our special routine exercise programs and everything, it's just become habit so that we don't need to think about planning or doing anything. It's just become a part of us. That's just been a big blessing for us.
The first week was obviously then a little bit different from what you probably expected.
Yes, 100%. The first week was a week of fasting as well as treatments. The first couple of days, the first day we did not have any food, but we were told only to drink water, which basically started flushing out our systems, getting our mind prepared for receiving the messages that pointed out all the truths concerning what is really the bad in the world, and also how to use it in order to preach the right message to the people that are in need.
Okay, and so when you finished the whole first week, how was your energy levels and your concentration levels for the weeks after that?
Concerning the first week, there was a lot of ups and downs concerning the treatment. A couple of the students maybe had a more tougher time with their blood pressures dropping and stuff like that, where they experienced sort of faintness, and yeah, for me it wasn't so bad. I think I'm used to a lot of heat with sports and stuff like that. But yeah, man.
All in all, good.
All in all, it was good. Yeah, there was a lot of hot and cold treatments, and that is to simulate a fever, which sort of stimulates the process of getting rid of toxins that are in the body due to the bad stuff that is in the food and in the diet that most ordinary people consume outside in the world.
During this time, did you feel supported by the teachers and fellow students throughout?
Oh yeah. The staff was very supportive, both at the Clash of Minds staff and the Verity Center. You know, every morning, how did you sleep? How did you, on some level, you're like, all right, guys, stop it, quit giving me so much personal attention. And after each lecture, do you guys understand this? Is there, there's constantly we want for you to leave here taking something with you, for this to be meaningful. It's been a very peaceful place to be because there's been very little, there has been, no tension, which I get there's a customer service component to things. And in working relationships, it would be silly to say that there aren't any challenges and hiccups and stuff, but overall, just the peace and the presence on the atmosphere, in the atmosphere here, the surrounding is, all of that is conducive, I think, to the program and to the student learning.
What was the most challenging part of your learning experience, and how did you cope with it?
As mentioned just now, the course is very intense. 8 to 9 hours in a day, you are either sitting in the classroom or having a worship or discussing something that you learned in the classroom. That takes a lot of energy out of you. But thankfully, the advice that was given was to, shake your leg, exercise, go to the pool. Those helped. Also, hydrating myself continually really helped. But it was challenging. I wouldn't say it was not challenging.
Did you feel, during all of this time, that did you feel supported by the teachers and the fellow students throughout this course?
Extremely well supported, way beyond my imagination. Everybody here in the Clash of Minds is all about getting you there in terms of the knowledge that you need to get, to be healthy, to be alert, to improve yourselves constantly. So everyone, you could ask 100 questions, you get patient answers.